The banner at the top of this article here says, half of SMBs are just surviving. 1 in 2 rely on daily cash. See how financing impacts survival in uncertain economic times. But here's the thing about that. SMBs, a lot of them have been struggling for a long time. I've been talking about it, haven't I? Why is that important when it comes to the bank coin companies? Why? How do the bank coin companies benefit from this? I know you're asking. You're saying, Mick, that's exactly what I was asking you. Because they have the solution. And they have a multitude of solutions for small and medium-sized businesses. This is one reason why I believe if these companies are wise, and I think they are, they're going to run wild in places like the US and other places also. If you saw the articles that came out, what was the one? It was about somewhere in the MENA region. I can't recall, but it just came out like either today or yesterday, this article. And they were having problems with deploying certain technologies because the expenses were too high. Well, with DLT technology, with at least the companies that we speak about, they can offer very low cost products and mechanisms. Folks, they will run wild when it comes to small businesses and small and medium-sized businesses across the globe. That's trillions of dollars. Who doesn't want that? You want that XRP price to explode? Legit reason? You want that to explode or Solana or Chainlink, etc. to explode? We need real use cases like this to be actuated upon. That's why I keep up with this. But wait, let me read this little tidbit to you because I want to break it down, and then I'm going to show you something. Because I don't want the energy of what I'm conveying misconstrued. Although small and medium-sized businesses they've been just surviving, and a lot of them just surviving for years. Although that is true, I'm going to show you something. Now, let me read this to you. All right. It says, in the evolving world of fintech, where algorithm-driven underwriting and alternative data are becoming the norm, small and medium-sized businesses are constantly seeking for new ways to access working capital. Let me pause there for a moment. Going back to the banner and what it said at the top about their just surviving. It's a harsh truth most don't want to talk about, don't want to face, but we cannot get ahead. We cannot provide a solution. We cannot take a ton of value. We're going to get to that. We can't do that if we don't acknowledge the problem. If everyone's going to pretend like there is no problem, there is a problem. But let's keep going. I just wanted to put that out there. Let's keep going. Increasingly, they are finding them. It couldn't be happening at a better time. One of the most transformative mechanisms gaining traction is forward flow funding. While the concept isn't new and has roots in traditional structured finance, its adaptation within fintech and the SMB lending ecosystem reflects a broader shift in how liquidity and risk are managed in an increasingly digital economy. Keep this in mind. So they're in love with this iteration of funding, forward flow funding. Keep that in mind. We're going somewhere with this. At its core, forward flow funding is a structured agreement between a lender and an investor where the investor agrees to purchase a set amount of future loan originations on a recurring basis. For SMB lenders, particularly those in the fintech space, this model provides a reliable way to offload credit exposure and recycle capital quickly. For investors, it offers predictable access to loan assets under predefined terms, often backed by real-time or near real-time performance data. I want to ask you a question, folks. If they're loving this, and I want to put this on your table first before we go to the next thing, which is really what I wanted to get to. If they love this, how much more do you believe that they will love the absolute value sling fest is going to be when they get access to decentralized funding, when everybody can lend. Everybody, anybody can lend. People are sitting on millions and millions of dollars of crypto value, of which we've already seen with a lot of different chains. And I think this is going to be widespread, that the individuals can lend, small businesses can lend, big time whales can lend, everybody can lend. How much more are they going to love that? And how is that? If they enjoy that, and I think they will, and that brings a lot of new value, a lot of new business to these bank coin blockchains, how does that affect the price of those native crypto? Now, keep in mind, there's a ton of small and medium-sized businesses not even involved in blockchain and DLT just yet. So there's a ton of value there waiting to flood in because of things like this that they need. You follow me? Now, I want to connect this. I don't want to lose the connection here. So we have that. We offer lending of all kinds and anybody can lend. I just want to sum that up. Anybody. And we have a ton of value in crypto that people are willing to lend. And smart contracts and AI will handle the particulars of that. That's one part of it. Here's the second part. Now let's go here. Because when people hear small and medium-sized businesses, I don't know. Sometimes it seems like they focus on that small aspect they actually think is small value. Well, it's not. So I went to google.com, and I asked, how much capital did SMBs generate in the USA? Only the USA, not globally. In the USA in 2024, this is what it had to say. In 2024, U.S. small businesses generated $40.2 trillion. $40.2 trillion, folks. That's why this is important. That's why they are definitely a part of what the bank coin companies want to target, because they have the solutions for them. This will be easy when the time comes, if they play the game the right way, that is, not financial advice. It can be very easy. 40.2 trillion. So just because they're small or medium size does not mean the value is small, because it is not. And this is, once again, this isn't global. Can you imagine how much more value is there globally? This is what I want to see. This is what I want to hear. This is what I'm watching. Now, I'm keeping my peepers peeping on things like this. So let me read the rest of that to you before I get too excited. U.S. small businesses generated $40.2 trillion in revenue. That was driven by 32.9 million small businesses. Whoa, that's a lot of businesses. With an average revenue of $1,221,884. Small businesses also played a significant role, obviously, in employment, contributing to nearly 46% of all private sector workers. All right, so that is so powerful. And it's because I like the way they did this, where they had the banner at the top that established a truth that most people are not talking about. Once again, go there and look at it. It says half of SMBs are just surviving. They're craving solutions. This is one. Then on top of that, full automation, bringing a lot of them online at a very, very low cost, giving them global reach at a low cost, allowing them to be able to sell anywhere. I know there's some turbulence in the world right now, nothing that can be ironed out over the years. And when that happens, true global reach means you can have your business in the US and you're selling to people in the US. Yes, you can sell to people over there in all the different parts of Asia. You can sell to people in Latin America if they want to buy. And I guess if you're advertising there, folks, business is about to go truly global. There's going to be a lot of value made, not just from crypto, but yes, I do believe a whole lot of value is going to be made from crypto for sure, but just outright business. Do you see what's happening? right? Full automation, AI doing all this checks and generating images. You don't have to pay an artist now. If you know how to use AI, that is. You don't have to pay an artist now. AI can generate an image for you. Then on top of that, you have these new things where they're translating articles, they're translating videos. That I thought that was very impressive. That they're doing this thing now with the dubbing. And this is just the beginning. So now videos and ads that you make yourself, you didn't even have to pay for, if you're willing to get on camera, that is, are going to be translated so that they can be pushed globally. If you're a business, holy smokes, you're about to have, over the next 5 years, the opportunities should be mind-blowing. Folks, we didn't have these opportunities 15 years ago, 18 years ago. It was hard. Man, I tell you what, and I think a lot of people are very erudite. And so I think they're going to take advantage of this. If there was ever a time to earn an extra normal amount of value, it's going to be the next 5-10 years. 5-10 years. After that, I think everything's going to get flooded so much that it'll get watered down a little bit. Things will slow down because it become normalized. It's too many people. But in the beginning, those who are first through that door, wow. Just my humble opinion. All right. So now let's move on to a little bit more news. That's some serious stuff right there. That's powerful information. There's free courses, free AI courses. At least I used to post them a long time ago when AI was super hot. There's free. Hopefully there's still a lot out there, but you can find free AI courses. You can find courses on how to design, make professional art for your business. I don't know why anyone wouldn't take advantage of that. And even if it's not you, it's whoever works for you. They can do those things and improve your business and get ready for the golden age. Just my humble opinion, not advice or not any type of advice at all. All right. So now we have a little XRP. Let's see what this is about. A little XRP news. Why not? Okay. So Ripple is backing someone. So it says here, Ripple provides strategic backing. In a crucial partnership, Ripple has committed to providing initial liquidity for the OUSG fund. This encourages a smooth launch and encourages early institutional, there goes that institutional again, institutional adoption. That's a lot of value. Ripple support also underscores its broader plan to bring real world assets. It's going to be big onto the XRP ledger to enhance its usage in enterprise class financial operations. Oh, and then they crop. Is this a tweet? I believe it is a tweet. They cropped it. Sorry. It's so stretched out. I couldn't, at first I couldn't tell. It's so stretched out. We are bringing OUSG to the XRP ledger with @Ripple. This is what they're saying. Oh, this is Ondo Finance. OUSG, an institutional grade product backed by tokenized U.S. treasuries and BlackRock's Biddle Fund. Really? I probably heard that before, but I've forgotten. I can't remember everything. I try to remember that which I deem important. Let's continue. Represents a natural fit for a blockchain purpose built for institutional adoption. The built-in features of the XRPL, low cost. Yes, say it louder, because I want these other businesses, I want countries to hear this. Low cost. Once again, there was an article, and I wish I had it up. I wish I had that. There was a country where the companies there were complaining about high costs of adopting new technology. And listen, look at this right here. Low cost. We're going to dominate. They can't compete with us. Anyway, continuing. Low cost, high throughput, decentralized identifiers, DIDs, and on-chain management of credentials offer a strong base for OUSG operations. These regulation compliant capabilities are designed in particular to meet the stringent know your customer KYC and anti-money laundering requirements demanded by regulators. All right. Regulators, mount up. Remember that? Who made that? Who made that? It was a clear black night, a clear bright moon. Who was on the scene? Who was on the scene trying to consume? Who was that? Right. Okay. Don't test my knowledge of songs now. All right. So moving on. I hope you're all having a good day. I did a lot of learning today, folks. A lot of learning today. I did a lot of studying today, a lot of work today. So I hope your day is going well. I feel good about that. I put in some hard work. I feel good. So now, let's see. I'm trying to find the Bitcoin news. I know I had some Bitcoin news. Here we go. Okay, I found it. So this is what it says here. Adam Back. Well, I got to put my hand out. I got to know where to put that chapter. Adam Back says Bitcoin price cycle 10x bigger. But okay, all right. Let me click on it. I'm reading it from the Google thing. The website was giving me problems. All right, I had to go back. So now let's go here. I'm a person. Come on now. Adam Back says Bitcoin price cycle is 10x bigger, but will still decisively break above $100,000. I believe that. I agree with that as well. All the catalysts are there. Adam Back says asking him if he's Satoshi isn't, quote, crazy speculation, unquote. And that if he has empathy for those who buy Bitcoin via ETFs. Empathy? That's what they chose to do. What do you mean? I don't understand when people say things like that. Everyone makes their own choices. What is the problem with that? It's like, I don't know. Some people they're very controlling and they don't understand if you make your own decision. They don't understand if you walk your own way. I don't get that. If he does whatever he wants to do, all right, what's that got to do with me? I'm doing what I want to do, what I've chosen that's best for me and those I love. I don't know. Some people don't see it that way. For a man who many believe could actually be Satoshi, Blockstream CEO Adam Back is surprisingly understanding on the question of normies buying so-called paper Bitcoin via ETFs. Why is there that negativity? It's like an era of negativity. There's our normies. They're just people, man. That's it. They're just people. Quote, you have to have some empathy for the people who want to buy Bitcoin, but they don't know how to do it, and it's too complicated, unquote, Back tells magazine. There are limits to his tolerance, though. All right. Quote, you also don't really want 90% of it in ETFs or something because that might start to become a problem, unquote, says the London-born Malta-based cryptographer. I think banks that are coming in soon, I think they're going to solve your problem. You know why I say that. Come on. But it says here, it continues, quote, so long as there's a decent proportion, because listen, they're going to do custody. They're going to want to custody that actual Bitcoin. They're going to push that to the people. It says, quote, so long as there's a decent proportion of Bitcoin in individual hands and cold storage, exactly, by people who are paying attention to what matters for Bitcoin and are going to make a noise if they see something they don't like, then it should be okay, unquote. Now, wait. Let me scroll down. I want to scroll down. I'm going to get to that part where he's talking about Bitcoin going up because that's what I'm interested in. This article here made it seem in the title that it's talking mostly about the price of Bitcoin and Catalyst. However, it's talking mostly about this man possibly being Satoshi, of which I'm not interested in. I'm not concerned if he's Satoshi or not. I just want to know about Bitcoin, make some good value off of Bitcoin and move forward. Am I the only one who feels such a way? It says, Back is of the opinion that Bitcoin trading below $100,000 for the last few months is, quote, probably just a temporary thing, unquote. I agree with that. Well, I mean, how do you not draw that conclusion considering all of the different positive happenings of which, wait, I have another one. Did I skip an article, folks? You let me skip an article? Wait a minute. I don't think I have it, but I'm going to give it to you anyway so you can look it up for yourself. I had an article and it was talking about, let me type it in as I speak to you, see if we can pull it up. I had an article, let me not hit the microphone and turn it off by accident, as I have done before. I had an article that says something like Arizona becomes the second state to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Yes. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now that's a catalyst. Let's click on that. We're doing it live. We're going to click on it. We're going to click on it and go to this article, and hopefully it works. We're not going to go to this link because it didn't work for me. So let's try NASDAQ. Come on, NASDAQ, please let this article come up. So now, NASDAQ says this: Arizona has made history by becoming the second state in the U.S. to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. On Thursday, Governor Katie Hobbs signed House Bill 2749 into law, officially launching the Arizona Bitcoin and Digital Asset Reserve. Go ahead, Arizona, and go for it all. Not just Bitcoin, but Digital Asset Reserve. What do you think is going to be in that? First of all, Arizona, good job. Once again, because you're going to benefit from all those Bitcoin gains that I believe are coming. Not financial advice. I believe you're going to benefit handsomely. Then there's the Digital Asset Reserve. Arizona, let's be real here. XRP has to be in there. Solana's going to be in there, I believe. I would say Chainlink also. I don't know why you wouldn't put Chainlink in there, but it seems that they're moving towards the more popular chains, which, thank goodness, the more popular Bankcoin chains are some of the best, right? But let's keep going. This is a pioneering move that channels profits from unclaimed property into Bitcoin and other top tier digital assets. All right. Is there anything else? They have a little screenshot of what they've of the bill. The bill outlines several key features. First bullet point: redirection of unclaimed property profits toward Bitcoin and other digital assets. Second bullet point: use of interest, staking rewards, and airdrops from abandoned property to fund strategic acquisitions. 3, strong diversification rules ensuring Bitcoin supplements but doesn't dominate Arizona's investment portfolio. What difference does it make? You want to make the value off of it, right? Why not let it be what it is? Go with the flow. I don't. So now, next bullet point: mandated U.S. regulated custody for the assets. Next bullet point: clear implementation steps that allow the state to begin purchasing digital assets and stacking sats. Next bullet point: native Bitcoin redemption, which means lost Bitcoin can be returned in BTC rather than US dollars. Okay, so Arizona's on the move. Big things are happening for Bitcoin. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? By the way, if you enjoyed this video, you made it this far, once again, please click that like button. And if you can, leave a comment for that algorithm so the algorithm can treat us nicely. All right. But now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.